Hello, everyone. This is Deanna Nunez with Vitalman Inc. and the Mind Body Fit Club. It is Freedom Friday, and I'm very excited to just send you off on your way this weekend. I hope you have a really good one. And my goal with this particular live was just to share with you the many freedoms that can be created when you relieve yourself of certain framing that's been in your mindset, like things that make you think how you need to be, or burdens that you've been holding on to, things from life. Like there are so many just seasons of life that bring us circumstances that we need to ebb and flow with, right? And sometimes that can be really difficult and challenging. And so I just want to remind you that what really matters most is how well you know yourself. And when you can have an amazing relationship with yourself, know why you do what you do, know that you have what is known as self-love. Like sometimes it seems so, what is self-love exactly? But when you start to get to know yourself and develop self-trust, there are just amazing things that open up for you. And that's why we're here at Freedom Friday, because that is absolutely the path for anyone that wants to live in a healthy body. So here at the Mind Body Fit Club, for sure, we're focused on getting you in shape and getting you with the right habits with your nutrition. But really what's most important is the personal growth that comes along with it. So I would love for you to just quickly put your name down below and where you are watching from. And tell me what your favorite part of your personal growth has been. And you can just tell me in one word or a few words, just maybe what the feeling that it brought to you by having that personal growth, learning to maybe see yourself in a different perspective, and you were stuck for a while and maybe stuck on something. We use so much overthinking, don't we, in our heads? But man, personal growth really is the thing that creates freedom, that pushes you through to the next level of who you are to be and experience in your life. So I have some really great quotes that I wanted to bring to you today in the spirit of freedom. In the spirit of freedom, on your way out for the weekend. So the first one is a favorite. And it's Henry David Thoreau, and he says, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. And I want you to just think about how important that quote is when you internalize it in regards to your body. What's important is what you see. And I encourage you to, when you look at yourself in the mirror this weekend, to see something that you can love, that you can, maybe look past your skin and look inside to all that you value about yourself, what you value about your life, what you value about some of the struggles that you've been through and what they've taught you. And if you are looking external, that you find something on your body that you're just so appreciative for. And we did this in the Mind Body Fit Club, like as a little challenge a ways back. And it was so lovely because I remember ladies saying, I realized that I love my lips, or I realize I love the color of my eyes. We're so often picking ourselves apart, or even when you've been so used to dieting and you're always looking at that scale, like you're hustling for weight loss. And you get so transfixed on just that part of it that you forget about the beauty of the journey. And truly the beauty of the journey is that you're developing yourself. And so in Mind Body Fit Club, our perspective is always to help you see yourself in a different way. So it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. The next quote is by Pema Chodron. Okay, so this week, in all of my runs that I've been going, I like to run and I like to listen to audiobooks while I'm running. I feel like it's a twofer. You get to engage in just like awesomeness. I always listen to books that are inspirational or that will teach me something. And I like to run at the same time. So I'm taking that in. And by the way, that's a very subconscious state. When you're walking or running, you're not counting reps. And so it's a very hypnotic state where information goes right into your subconscious. So little extra tip for you there. So this week I've been listening to Pema Chodron's The Places That Scare You. And that's a book that I've been wanting to read for a really long time. And I just kept putting other books in front of it. And so this week I was able to download that one and listen to it, and just so amazingly beautiful and so in line with everything that I think and believe. And so here's a couple of different quotes. Nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. I'm sure you know that already, but it's incredibly profound when you think about some of the things that you're still struggling with. It's like, oh, okay. Take a deep breath, exhale. There's still more that you need to know, right? So it's okay. It's deepening you. The struggle is deepening you. The struggle is causing you to know yourself better, and that's such a good thing. So if you can just look at the struggle as growth, you will find that there's an amazing shift in your mindset. And that's what we're all about here, is teaching you mindset. And I want to also add that there's a little saying that I put in my book called a go moment. And that's when you're in the middle of the struggle. It's not time to stop or pause or feel stuck. That is your go moment, because it's an acronym for growth opportunity. And so if you can look at it like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go forward being somebody entirely different because of this struggle. So that's a good thing. All right, the next one is from Pema, is inner peace begins when you choose not to let another person or event to control your emotions. Inner peace begins when you choose not to let another person or event control your emotions. How long have you felt controlled by certain things that have happened in your life? I know I have. Woo! That was the whole reason I became a hypnotherapist, and I felt like I was answering a calling. I had so much dysfunction inside my own head that I felt just like so at first desperate to get out of that headspace and into more of a success headspace and a freedom of knowing like what that excitement that happens, that like, what can I do with this? And that's the shift that occurs once you step in and start to look at yourself differently. So the last quote that I have is from Brené Brown, and I love her entire series. This particular one is from Daring Greatly, which I highly recommend that you read. And she says, of course she's going to talk about vulnerability, right? Because that's what Brené is known for. Brené says, vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. Oh, that is amazing. I love the idea and just that deeper message with that. Like, we can look at ourselves as strong by looking at our own vulnerability. So I don't know if you are aware of the emotional scale, and it's really beautiful work by Abraham Hicks. And it's a graph that I use in my practice with private clients. And I think it's I'm going to post it actually here in the thread. And for any of you that have ever seen it, it is a scale that shows you all the emotions from the lowest of the low, which is fearlessness, despair, powerlessness, and grief. And the highest of the high, with our theme today, is freedom, empowerment, joy, and love and appreciation. So they're opposites, right? They're at the top of the scale and the bottom of the scale. And I know I have felt all of those and in between, right? I'm sure you have too. And I think that any of us that have experienced powerlessness, which I know you have, and I know I have, that feeling of powerlessness makes us crave freedom. And those of us that have the courage to go after that will truly prevail. And so I just ask that you join me in that type of courage. And I think the cool thing is, the reason I named Mind Body Fit Club a club is because I really wanted to create a community where women felt safe to share their vulnerabilities and to bounce ideas off of one another and to really kind of divulge, if you will, Some of the life traumas that have set you back are caused vices like overeating or eating alone. Like I know I have been sitting in the kitchen with the lights off, eating into the ice cream when I'm, feeling emotional. Luckily, I do less of that these days because I have learned tools, and I really rely on those tools, and they're the very tools that I teach here in the Mind Body Fit Club. So I want you to just think about that. If you have ever felt powerless, that I would very much urge you to just be so excited to turn that struggle into your greatest strength. I truly believe with all my heart, in fact, I get chills just thinking about it, that is why we have struggles, is because it is our challenge in our lifetime to turn that very struggle into our gems. They are what make us strong. And honestly, it causes you to value the opposite in your life. And so therefore, you gotta give just gratitude towards that. So think about that. Your struggle causes you to value the opposite in your life. So put some thought into that, into some soul searching in your heart into that one, and write down what do you value most, because this is the very thing that will become your on-demand motivation in your health journey, your fitness journey, and if need be, your weight loss journey. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Let me see. Oh, Jaylene's with us. Hi, girl. We're just doing an interview. Hi, let's see who else is here. Hello, thank you for everyone that's showing up. And if it's in the replay, put replay in there so that I know that you're watching later. And I would love to know, what some of the things that your emotional journey has taught you about yourself. And if you feel so free to be vulnerable, to write that down below. I'd love for you to start sharing. Also, I invite you into the Mind Body Fit Club group. We have a public group right here at Mind Body Fit Club, and all you have to do is click group and ask to join. There are a couple of questions that I ask you first before we let you in, and of course we're going to approve you, but I want to know, there's some things I want to know about you, so that I can just connect with you, and all of us can, as you come into the group. So do that. I look forward to corresponding with you and sharing with you and helping you to grow. I'm Deanna Nunez. Vital Mind Inc. is my company, and I'm the creator of Mind Body Fit Club. So proud of Mind Body Fit Club and all that is done for the women that have been a part of it. Thanks. Come and join us. Have a great weekend.